Hey, this is Robert, and today I'm going to show you how to use our new Weather to Forecast After Effects template. This template works with Adobe After Effects CS3 through the latest version of After Effects. Basically, it's a whole production package for any type of weather or meteorology type video production. It has multiple setups, multiple different kinds of animations. Everything is completely layered, so you can go in there and change around logos, change around colors, add the information. Everything's very easy to kind of go in, edit, and export really quickly so that you can use this production package in your animation. So basically, the first thing I'm going to do is when you purchase this template, you download a zip file, Weather to AEP for After Effects project. Zip file. And so the first thing that you need to do, whether or not you're on a Mac or a PC, is to double-click the zip or open up the zip file and extract all the files. On Windows here, we can just hit Extract All Files, and it will extract them as for our destination, and we shall extract them. If you try to open up the project file without extracting all the files, the project won't be able to see the project files within the zip file, and so you're going to have a bad time. Okay, so now that we've got all the files extracted, you'll see that we have two folders and a After Effects project file. Footage basically is all the different footage within the animations, and then tutorials. We basically have a couple of example tutorials that kind of show you how to edit the files and that kind of thing, so those can be helpful. And then we have the Weather to _CS3 After Effects project, and this file can be used in CS3 and above. So if you have CS4, CS5, CS5.5, or CS6 or greater, then you'll be able to open up this file and play with it. So I'm going to double click it, which will open it up in After Effects. Okay, so I'll open this up in, I actually got CS5, and since it was created in CS3, it'll just kind of bark at you for a second and say, hey, this was made on an older version of After Effects. We're going to update it, but the original files will be unchanged. So just hit OK. It'll update everything as it needs to, and you shouldn't have any trouble or issues or anything like that. So the first thing that you'll see is you'll see the project, and you'll see all the different folders that make up the project, and then down here are all the compositions that are kind of the final renders for the project itself. So the folders, we have a 5-day forecast, 7-day forecast, Almanac, coming up promo type animation. These are pieces of footage that are used in the animation. These are solid colors that are used. Today's forecast type animation, a transition, and then the weather icons that make up sunny, rainy, snowy, partly cloudy, that kind of thing. Okay, so to start with, let's just kind of go through how you would start up and edit a 7-day forecast. So if you had a television, if you had a student news production, or you were doing something where you're doing a 7-day forecast every day or every couple of days in your video production class or in your for your television station, then you could basically go in here real quick and update this information, the icons, and then have your 7-day forecast ready to output and ready to go. So the 7-day forecast is in this edit weather composition right here, and we tried to make it so that each composition that has edit in the title is kind of where you go in to edit what displays in the weather forecast. So if you double click in on this second layer here, you'll be taken to that composition where you see basically it's just the isolated days of the week and numbers and that kind of thing. And so you'll see that we have the different icons that make up the forecast. And then you'll also see that we have the different days here that are these entire little backgrounds. And you also see that it says edit Friday, edit Thursday, edit Wednesday. That basically means that within this composition, you'll be able to edit these numbers, or there's something to edit within those compositions. So first off, if you wanted to change around the forecast, then what you would need to do is move weather icons around. You can also duplicate weather icons. So if you had 3 sunny days in a row, you could do that. And so the easiest way to do that is to basically lock down. If you click on the lock icon next to all these different layers and lock down everything so that you can't click in here and drag. And then what we can do is unlock the items that we want to move around in the scene. So let's say we have 3 sunny days, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and those are going to be 3 sunny days. And so we have the sunny icon right here. Turn that one on and off like that. And then the next one we have is rain, and then snow. And so we're not going to use the rain and the snow icons because we're going to make them both just be sunny. And so what we're going to do is, instead of deleting them, I'm just going to hide them from view by clicking the eyeball here in the layer. And then if you click on the sunny, unlock it, you click on the sunny layer, if you hit Control D, that will duplicate the layer. And so now we have 2 sunnies. And so you can click and drag or use your keyboard to position the icon where it needs to go. So then I'll hit Control D again and then position there. So we have 3 sunny days, and then we have, let's say, partly cloudy right there. Go ahead and lock those other layers there. We've got partly cloudy, clouds, and then it gets overcast, and then it gets thunderstormy again. And so let's say it doesn't get thunderstormy. Let's say it gets snowy on Friday. So what I'll do is I'll unlock the snowy layer that we used over there. I'll hide thunderstorms, and then I will move snowy over to Friday there, just like that. All right, so I'll lock these other layers. And so now we've kind of customized what the days of the week has for the different forecasts and whatnot. But now we need to change the numbers here. So we got 85, all the way through, and obviously it's not going to snow if it's 85 degrees outside. And so what you can do is unlock. You can unlock all these day layers here, and since that one's Friday, let's change. We'll double click on Edit Friday. And then in this layer here, we'll just double click on the text and say that the high is going to be, let's say, 40. And then the low will be 25. And so you can just double click on that layer or select your text thing there, and then that will give you, that'll allow you to do that. And so once you do that, you can close that Edit Friday composition, and it'll take you back to your main thing there. And then basically just do that for each different day. You just double click on the composition, open it up, go in here, change your highs and your lows, and then close it. And so there you go. Once you're done changing all of your days to exactly what you want, you can close that Edit Weather composition, and now we have our 7-day forecast, and you can see that it animates in and has all the changes that we made. Before we move on, I'll just kind of show you that all these different layers, you can really customize this animation any way that you kind of see fit. Everything is layered, so you have a gradients layer, you have this kind of looping clouds background layer, you have this little top curve thing, so you can turn things on and off, you can reposition them, you can change the color. If you do a color correction just on this clouds layer, you can change the overall look of the animation, depending on what you do want to do. You can add a logo to this little bug up here. You can change this text to whatever you need it to be. You can do just about anything that you want. Moving on, we have the 7-day forecast. We also have the 5-day forecast. This animation is basically the same deal. So if you want to go in and change any of this content in here, you just go to the Edit Weather Composition, double click it, come in, change around the icons. Since this is 5-day, we have 2 icons that are turned off, and you can turn them on. You can duplicate them, copy and paste them, that kind of thing. Then you have your edit buttons as well. And one thing I forgot to say on the last one was that you can change the day at the top here as well. You can just change that so that the day of the week is correct for what you're doing. Close that. Let me close that. And so basically the 5-day forecast works almost exactly the same as the 7-day forecast. Then the next composition that we have here is the Weather Almanac. And so a lot of meteorology and weather forecast type segments will show some sort of almanac. Basically just has averages and highs and lows and record highs, record lows, that kind of thing for different areas. And so you can go in and basically change all this information here. And same kind of difference. You have a layer called Almanac right there, and you can double click this Almanac layer, get into it, and there's a Edit Almanac Info. So basically click this Edit Almanac Info composition, double click it, and it takes you to a page where you've got all of your editable text that you can change to update. So you can change just about any of the information. You can change, even if you want to change high and low and today and average and record, you can go in there and change that. But you can just change the content of the text layers, that kind of thing, to whatever you need it to be. So you got the 7 there. And then you can click to close it, close that one, and we're back to the Almanac. And each of the compositions that are made to be the final rendered compositions from this animation have a render in the composition name. So you've got render 7-day forecast, render 5-day forecast, render weather almanac, etc. That way you know that this is the final renderable version of this composition. And so next we have the coming up motion background, and basically this one is just kind of a motion animation that people can use between segments or between forecasts or before they go to a break or something like that. And you can change this text to be whatever you want it to be, if you'd like. There, so you can change that to be whatever you want it to be. So you've got a composition called Edit Top Title and Edit Main Title, and you can go in there and change that text within those areas to whatever you want it to be. You also have all these different layers that you can turn on and off if you don't like something, or if you want to kind of change things around, change colors, add your, you could add an image back here instead of this clouds image, that kind of thing. Make it a little more custom for whatever your production needs are. The next thing we have is today's forecast, and this is a kind of a portion. This is kind of an animation where you could have somebody shot on a green screen who's maybe standing in this area of the screen, and you can kind of see in our preview how we have that, where we've got somebody who kind of walks into the scene. You could do a full body shot of somebody so they could actually stand right here, or it could just be kind of a torso up shot. So they're kind of right around that area. Basically the same thing there. You've got a full forecast animation where it comes in, and then this information you can edit to be whatever you need it to be. And so you can click on it. You have all the different, we've already got this icon set up for you, so you can just turn off and on the different icons. for the production, and then got your text here where you can say, you can give a little, it's sunny out, or something like that. And then the day info, you can click that and change 75. We'll click that out of that, close that composition, and you're kind of back to there. So what you can do if you're doing a live production, you can actually go ahead and pre-set up this animation, and then shoot your person on a live chroma key background, and then key this animation, cue it up as needed. So if you were to do something, you basically just pre-plan it, set up the animations, go ahead and render them out, have the rendered out animations, bring those into your however your production is set up, and then do a real-time key with your talent on top of the background here. This weather transition here is basically just a kind of an animation segue where you have this little animation that goes by and gets taken out. And so it just kind of depends on your production and how things work, if you're doing this in post-production or in live production. If your production gear can import animation files and do a live key with an alpha channel over top of footage, you could use this to transition from your news team to your weather team, something like that. You can also just kind of come in here and customize with the different layers, and add a logo in the center here, or move this animation down a little bit, customize it a little bit. But it's basically just kind of a transition. So if you if you do your production in like a more post-production type environment, then you can render this animation with an alpha channel and use it as a transition on top of your timeline. Or if you do your production more in After Effects, then you could just bring this composition and place it on top of your timeline and render it out that way. This final composition here, this render weather icons composition, is basically just the different weather icons, and so they're just isolated. So if you wanted to render these out and use them in a certain way, use them for another composition or something like that, then you can render them out and then isolate them and do whatever you need to kind of make them work for you. Yeah, and then once you've created your animation and customized it, customized like your 7-day forecast the way you want it, you can basically click on your composition and go to Composition, Make Movie, and once you're ready to render out your animation, you have your 7-day forecast or whatever it is that you're rendering out. You'll just want to click on the render version of the composition. So render 7-day, render 5-day, render weather, render coming up, render today's, that kind of thing. Click on that, and then go to Composition, Make Movie. And then on your output module, you'll basically click on where it says lossless right there, and that's where you get to choose what format you want your final animation in. So if it's QuickTime or AVI or a JPEG sequence or whatever type of video animation you're outputting, you select that. If you put any audio into the animation, then you can select the audio output to go, and then you output to, you tell it where to render the file to, and then once you're ready, you just click on Render, and you can render out the animation. It'll render for you here, and it's actually a fairly quick render. It's not too complicated of a render. So if you have a decent computer, it'll render out pretty fast. That's really about it. If you have any questions or anything, please do get in touch with us. We'll put a link in the descriptions of this video so that you can click and get in touch with us. Also, we do have this file for sale on our site, so we'd love to have you as a customer. And so thanks for watching this video, and yeah, appreciate you taking the time, and hope to see you soon.